Go ahead and be seated for just a minute if you would. We're going to do a quick memorial service, time of dedication, and to let Deanna and her family know that they're loved. We stand with them, and Scripture tells us to weep with those who weep and to rejoice with those who rejoice. And when God led Deanna to come and be part of this church family, we rejoiced. You know, we've been blessed. And so, we'll go ahead and go to the slide here. And in remembrance of Karen Lynn McHose, twice we're reminded in Scripture, again, like I said, to weep with those who weep and rejoice with those who rejoice. She was born in 1970. She's a youngster by my standards, right? She joined her two sisters and a brother, being the baby in the family, and brought a lot of joy and laughter to the home. I've read some of her, I guess it was kind of a diary that was referred back to some of her other writings. So it was like you got to read the catalog of some of her writings. And very creative, very insightful, thoughtful, and wonderful communicator. Although she confessed that she didn't spell great all the time. Right? You know what? It's not important. We have this thing now we call it spell check. But she was famous for her journaling even as a youngster, and then she formed clubs and different clubs for different purposes and things that as she started to go through different things she liked doing. And she picked a few different careers along the line, the things she wanted to be. She wrote about, at one point, thought she might want to go into veterinary type work and take care of animals. And it's interesting when you get to read a journal like that, how you get to walk just a few steps alongside someone you've never really had the joy of meeting. So when you do that, you feel like you're flipping through an old photo album through their words. And got to read a story or two, or just a remembrance from some of her friends as well. And it's interesting as those stories were recounted. Now, she left this life way too soon, and when she did, she took the hands of Jesus, who was willing to lovingly receive her and give her a safe place and a loving place where she could look into the eyes of the one who held nothing back and gave it all for her. And it's interesting, as we think about Jesus and his place in heaven, and yet when we get there, we get perfected bodies, right? But we know his redeemed body, when he came and visited his disciples, still had the scars. So apparently the only scars that there's going to be in heaven are his scars. And I thought, Deanna mentioned that this song that we're about to share was very special to the family, and so it's just a great way to reflect on that. If you've been through a hardship, if you've been through a hurt, when you take those hands of Jesus, whether in a spiritual sense as you meet him now and here and walk with him, or one day when you get to see him face to face, his are the only scars you'll ever see. So let's hit that right arrow and enjoy this song.